think there's another landmine out there.
Texas A&M?
Sure.
They got their stuff smacked last year, didn't they?
I know.
They got their smacked.
They got their booty cheeks clapped last year.
Light it.
The triple option presented by Wendy's. Head to the Wendy's app to get a $1 JBC or a $1 double stack with offer and additional purchase. I tell you, that music gets me going every single time. I don't know if it works the same way for Coach as it does for Mark and myself, but man, we love that music. And this week on the triple option, Syracuse head coach Fran Brown joins us. We're going to crystal ball year one of Arch Manning running the show at Texas. And should we save the spring game? As always, rate and subscribe over at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is you get your podcasts, as well as across social media. You can find us at 3X Option Show. New episodes coming your way every Wednesday on YouTube and wherever it is you find your podcasts.
Say it, Mark.
Light it, don't.
Light it.
Don't.
You know what's not lit right now in a lot of places? The spring game, man, the traditional spring game is in trouble. This is just a list
Good transition,
of
Stoner.
programs
That's why
that
you
have
the greatest,
modified
man.
or absolutely just, you like that I'm trying, brother. I'm
Good
trying to hustle,
transition, man. That's why you the greatest.
Of programs that have modified, or canceled their spring game. Ready? And this is just a partial list. Alabama, Arizona, Boston College, Cal, I went too fast. Cal, Iowa, Michigan State, Minnesota, Missouri, NC State, Nebraska, North Carolina, Oklahoma. We're only on the O's right now. Ole Miss, Texas, UCF, and USC. Again, just a partial list. So our good friend, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders there in Boulder, has suggested, you know what? Forget canceling. Let's go in the absolute opposite direction. Here's Coach Prime on wanting to play a different school in the spring.
Spring game will be televised. ESPN2 will broadcast spring game on the 19th. We got to sell this thing out and pack this thing because the way the trend is going, you never know if this is going to be the last spring game. I don't believe in that. I don't really want to condone that. I would like to play the spring. Actually, I'd like to play against another team in the spring. That's what I'm trying to do right now, to have it competitive. Playing against your own guys kind of get monotonous, and you really can't tell the level of your guys. Because, you know, it's the same old. Everybody kind of know each other towards the end. I would like to style it like the pros. I would like to practice against someone for a few days, then you have the spring game. And I think the public will be satisfied with that tremendously. I think it's a tremendous idea.
Wow.
I just want you to know it's a tremendous idea for
Pat
me.
myself on the
right?
back.
little pat yourself on the back, Coach Prime. Hey, man, that was a really good idea, Coach Prime. Thanks, Coach Prime. You know who else thought it was a good idea? Coach Brown up in upstate New York in Syracuse. Unfortunately, the NCAA didn't agree this year and rejected their proposal, but it is something that they will look to in the future. Coach, you've been on both sides of this, the NFL and obviously the college game. What are your thoughts on a college program playing another team in a spring game?
Typical Deion. I mean, it makes you sit back and say, what? And then
It
you're
is.
like, man, what a hell of an idea. I would say, though, and Mark, I'm really intrigued by your thoughts here. I did not do that. We did not have a summer trip. We were, and then something got canceled. It was COVID year, so we didn't have against another team. I was kind of excited to do it. But the one thing that you always have to understand, college boys are different than NFL men. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm saying we would always try to teach the better players are better practicers. They stay up. The guys that are fighting and, you know, God bless the guys that just aren't grown into the bodies yet. They're on the ground all the time. And that's when you lose a knee. That's when you lose an ankle. So great NFL teams and great college teams, and I had a few of those, they really knew how to practice. You're in a football position. You're staying up. You're playing with your hands. You're not wiping each other out. You're learning to play a position. You are competing, but you try not to put them in win or loser situations because there's going to be plenty of times if you lose one player, then I mean that's very destructive to a team. You lose a great player, and you're going against some other college team with some young kids. A Syracuse rolls in there, and there's some 17-year-old player that, you know, God bless him, he's trying to earn a starting spot, Mark, and he comes in there and takes out your quarterback, or he takes out a tailback, hits him right in the kneecap. You know, why did you do that? You know, so I think it's a great idea. I'd have to see it. I'd have to learn more about it. And my initial reaction is no.
I agree with Coach. I think it's an amazing idea, actually. I think that it would be great for fans to be able to see two programs compete against each other in the spring. I think it would draw a lot of attention. I think it would draw a lot of viewership. And it's something that I'm extremely interested in. But on the contrary, I also understand Coach's sentiments here. When you're in the pros, and when I had several joint practices against, over the years, several teams. We did it with we did it with the Texans a couple times. We did it with the Patriots a couple times, and they were successful. They were successful joint practices, and then you go in and you play in the preseason game, and it was successful. And I think the main thing that made it successful was that, like Coach said, having true pros that know how to practice, who know how to compete at the high level, at a high speed, with high physicality, but staying off of the ground. Because when you have bodies flying on the ground, when you have bodies, you have to take care of each other to a certain extent. Yes, we are playing, but there is an understanding here that, okay, we need to get everyone out of this thing healthy. And I think the coaches did a great job of addressing their team. Like, hey, if there's a fight, you're getting out of here. Like, if you get to a confrontation, you're getting out of here. We're not doing none of that.
And there will be a fight. There will be a confrontation, right?
So if you don't want to practice, all you got to do is first period, swing on somebody. Yeah, you're out of here. You're not feeling.
But I think this is important, Mark, for people to listen, though, that the difference between a 17-year-old growing into his body and fighting his ass off at Syracuse to earn a starting spot in a Baltimore Raven practicing against a Houston Texan, to me, that's you're different ends of the spectrum right now. And I get it. It makes you think. Again, Prime, first of all, I love Prime as a person. We've covered him many, many times. I've known him 20 years. But that's outside the box thinking. The question is, and I think we're going to have Coach Fran Brown on, why would he do that? Is this for recruiting? Is this to gauge competition?
Bingo.
Is this
bingo.
to have us talking about Syracuse right now, which is all check.
Yes.
But again, I think the purpose of my point was a 17-year-old or 18-year-old growing into his body.
Yep.
There's a tendency for him to take someone out. They're going so freaking hard, and God bless them. But all of a sudden, they land on the Achilles of a quarterback. They hit an ACL, and I mean, I would lose my cookies. I mean, I'd be like,
now you
just do that.
Yeah, now you
totally understand that.
Go ahead.
I would just push back, because at the NFL, you've got some rookies or undrafted players who are like, I have got to impress right now, and I've got to go above and beyond. And I know maybe that quarterback's wearing that yellow or red jersey. I got to at least nick him. I got to at least be there. And I think that's the same college mentality. So there needs to be tremendous communication, Coach, between the two coaches is what I would say, right? Like, hey, we're going to run this type of offense. We want to run this type of defense. Hey, let's kind of game plan how we're actually going to play this game. Lots of whistles, right? Like, coaches need to be on the field, blowing the whistle when that play is dead or it's close enough to being dead.
Yeah.
But I love it. And if you're Syracuse, you're Fran Brown, and you're trying to make a name in the ACC, and by the way, you did a hell of a job in year one in upstate New York, keep it going. And there is no better PR machine in the world of college athletics right now than what Coach Prime is doing in Boulder. And if you can jump on the back end of that cape, take it, man. Take it for a ride. I think it would have been just a huge win for Syracuse, not only for that, but also it would give the opportunity to teach some of these young kids on how do we travel and how do we prep for away games, right? And then their first away game in the regular season isn't going to be such a shock as it typically would be. They're going to be like, all right, okay, we've done this already. I know how we do it. We've traveled as a unit. We went through walkthroughs as a team in a place away from our home. We took on an opponent in another arena in front of human beings already. So when that first road trip comes up, maybe it won't be as jarring.
I like it, Rob. I like it. But I disagree completely, but I like it, Rob. I mean, that's great.
That's great,
man.
I
said this before, and Mark, you'd appreciate this again. I just love hearing from a player about this. So we had the 1,000 rep club, 2,000 rep club. When you hit 1,000 competitive reps, you never really you got very minimal contact at all. And the way I always look at it is, how many times you can get hit in that knee or that neck or the head or the shoulder before something goes wrong, especially a high-end player. When you hit 2,000 reps, that means you started for almost 2 years or a 2-year starter. In spring practice, you were one of these. You're with me.
Yeah.
You'd have 7-on-7 and all that, but you would never be in harm's way, and I would post it because sometimes you have conflict on a team. Why is he sitting out? Well, it's easy.
Yes.
What the hell are you talking about? He's a 2-year starter, pal.
Yes.
You're not. Get your going, then maybe you will be,
I love it,
get
Coach.
me fired up about that. But to a 2,000 rep club, that's the question then. So all of a sudden this team rolls into town. Do you play your ones? There's something to this now. This is not, hey, let's go play. Are you nuts? No, you don't say, let's go. I'm not putting Mark Ingram just one high. You think I'm going to put his out there in some, like I said, that 17-year-old that just came in. He's an early entry into college. His body, and I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's a bad player. He's not.
He's
ready
an unexperienced
to do this
player
yet.
for sure.
He's just not.
Yeah,
he's
an
just not
unexperienced
grown
player
into
for
it yet. And he hits that kid in the ankle or the knee, and you imagine.
Right.
How
That's
you
the
see
risk,
that.
man. There's pros and cons to this. I think it's extremely interesting. I think it's a great
Sure.
idea, but it would have to be a controlled environment. There would have to be, meetings between the coaches on how we are going to have our players playing hard, playing fast, but taking care of each other. And the coaches has to
too.
The coach has to drive home the message like, hey, listen, I don't need any superheroes out here, but I need you playing fast, showing me your assignment and how to do your assignment. So I think it's a great idea. There's pros, there's cons, there's risk. You take care of your guys, but I think it'll be more for the development of the younger players and for the players who haven't, been able to play, had experience on the field. So I think it's a great idea. Pros and cons. It's interesting. We're talking about it here. So
Everything is going towards the NFL model these days. Everything. So why not incorporating quote unquote
They're not
preseason
NFL players,
exhibition spring type games? Almost everything is going towards the NFL model. Well, the beauty of this conversation as we move towards a better spring game experience, which is your fresh move of the week, brought to you by Wendy's. Head to the Wendy's app to get $1 JBC or a $1 double stack with offer and additional purchases. We get to carry on this conversation. Coming up next on The Triple Option, we're going to delve further into the spring football conversation with a guy we were just talking about, the man who got us chatting his program here in April. Syracuse football head coach Fran Brown joins us next.
Light it.
It's March Madness and Wendy's is hyped. The courts are polished. The jerseys are on. There's a junior bacon cheeseburger or a double stack for $1 with an in-app offer and purchase. The lights are lit. Again, there's a JBC or double stack for just $1 with in-app offer and purchase. The shoes are shining. All right, I'm getting carried away. Sorry about that, Mark.
Wendy's is the official hamburger of March Madness, which means more deals for you and more burgers for your face. It also means that, well, you know this, but we've got a JBC or double stack for $1 with in-app offer and purchase. Sorry, it's just hard not to get excited when there's an offer on 2 of the freshest, hot off the grillest burgers that Wendy's makes.
The JBC with fresh beef, applewood smoked bacon, cheese, crisp lettuce, tomato, and mayo. And the hot and juicy double stack. 2 patties of fresh, never frozen beef with cheese, ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion. The real champions of March Madness.
Say it again, Coach. The real champions of March Madness. So head to the Wendy's app and grab the $1 JBC or $1 double stack with in-app offer and purchase. For the freshest deals in fast food, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Account registration required. Welcome back to The Triple Option presented by Wendy's. Rob, Mark, Urban back here with you. Before we take you to upstate New York and check in with second-year head coach Fran Brown at Syracuse, we want to note that this interview was recorded prior to the NCAA rejecting the spring game proposal with Colorado between Syracuse. So without further delay, here's the head coach at Syracuse, Fran Brown.
How y'all doing?
Man, great to have you, Coach. Thank you.
I know you're busy. What the heck did you do? Because whenever I was coaching, I always wanted to win one more game than the previous year. You jump out and go 10-3 in your first win. What the hell did you do that for? You're supposed to ease into it, Coach. Congrats on a 10-win season, though.
Appreciate that, to be honest. It means a lot. And I would be, first off, I want to tell you thanks for what you've done in college football, right? You've done an amazing job. And I watched the Florida documentary a lot of times, and I appreciate what you've done, those midnight workouts and different things of that nature, Coach. I just appreciate you, man. It's a lot that I've was able to take from that and just to watch and to see how you build the program. And that meant a lot to be able to see that. Just thanks for what you've done in college football. I don't think you get enough credit for all the shit that you did. Excuse my language, for all the stuff
Good.
that you've
Good.
done and went through. You paved the way for some dudes, man, that had a lot of head coaches come from under you. So thanks a lot.
Well, I appreciate that. Syracuse is in the headlines, obviously winning 10 games and having a great season that you have. But also, this is really intriguing where Coach Prime, who I've known for 25 years, he says some wild stuff, but then when you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense, and he did it again. He said, let's compete against another team. You raised your hand and said, let's go play.
Basketball's been doing it for years, right? And then other sports go do it. They all go other places and travel and do it. And people even go and work out and train at other facilities. It's just no one's ever thought about, let's compete against them. I mean, everyone worries about getting hurt. And I think nowadays they worry about the portal, a lot of things that I'm not worrying about. And I think because of like God's always doing something, I had 2 practices after the spring game. So regardless, we was already going to practice 2 times after the spring game. So things just kind of set itself up where this will work. And I was like, why would we not go out there and do that to be able to play against Coach Prime in Colorado? And I see that they're building the program. They've just lost a real good quarterback. We lost a real good quarterback. Both teams are trying to find out where they are. And sometimes the best way to find out is to go against other people, being able to compete against other people when it doesn't necessarily count record-wise. It account for me pride-wise, and it account for him because we're both competitive. But in the same sense, we can learn a lot from it. We can learn about our team. And I think our coaches will get to learn some things from their coaches. He got some fine coaches on his staff, and so do we. So I just thought it was a good mix in that. And then financial literacy, they do an amazing job being able to pay their players and things of that nature. And I know I'm doing a lot of stuff that I would like for Coach Prime and them to be able to do when it comes to for making my guys sign in their contract that they're going to save 40% of their pay, different things that we do.
Wow.
So I just felt as though we'd be able to come together and do something that'll save football, right? You see all these coaches, they soft. I don't want to play a spring game. I don't want people to see. I don't want to do all that. And it's like, why don't you want people to do what's been done a long time? Like, why are we going to stop having a spring game? Like, that's for your fans. That's not about you. People are itching for football. So now the fact that you don't want to go play a spring game, what are they supposed to do now? What do they have to look forward to? So that was one of the reasons that I thought we should do it.
Sure, no, you got a big fan in me already. I love the mindset, the mentality, the edge that you got. I can feel it, man. And just much respect just for that answer. But one thing that I do admire is that you have shirts that say 4th and 1 and 4th and 9, and those are 2 plays that led to 2 of your 3 losses last year. And when I got to Alabama, the year before they lost to Louisiana Monroe, they lost to Mississippi State, and they had it kind of posted all around the facility. And I know kind of what impact that had on us, even though I didn't even play the year before. But like posting that and reiterating that to your players, what does that do? What kind of message does that send? How does that impact your team in 2025?
To give them an opportunity of understanding, you don't know what play can change the season for good or bad. So, like, who are you to not finish that freaking set in the weight room right now in March? Right? Like, who are you not to finish that half gasser? Who are you to take a play off when you're a backside receiver that you're supposed to go cut out the corner and make sure he doesn't go on that little cat blitz or different things of that nature? So it just lets them know, like, I'm not sure what play it is. And I would tell them that all summer before. I was like, guys, it really only take 5 plays to change the whole season.
Yeah.
And, it's always talk, right? Guys, just 5 plays could change our whole season. Now, we played 8 of our games that we won were by a touchdown or less. And we were in overtime 4 times, right? So, like, being able to do it. So, and I always tell our guys, hey, we're not the most talented team in the country. By far are we, not even close to it. But we can be the most detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough. And what play are you willing to regret for the rest of your life? Pick the play you want to regret. So that's kind of my mindset of where it's at. And then telling the coaches too, because coaches be the winning one. We try to blame it on the players, but it's the coach. Like, your punk ass ain't locked in on all your rep practice, right? And now that kid took too many reps. He never got to take the rep. So therefore, when it was time for the game, it was kind of on you, right? And we don't want to take that ownership a lot and being able to do that. So I just always I'm just on edge like that though, to be honest. Like, I'm always on go. You know what I'm saying?
Where you from, Coach?
I'm from Camden, New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Camden, New Jersey.
Which high school did you go to, Coach Brown?
Camden High, the best one. Yeah, Camden High.
There's some ballers down there, man. That's a great
Jersey
area.
boy.
Yeah, from Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I want to go back to the spring game concept with you. And is this something you're thinking of as a one-off or something you would like to do going forward? Do you even sign like a home and away deal with Colorado? What's kind of the big picture approach to this?
For a home and away deal, I want to go there this year, and then they come to us next year. I think that just in being in all reality, Prime has a bigger venue, right? You know, he's an icon. So like Boulder will be packed with them being able to go there. So, you know, that would help us, right? It will help me and Meany being able to go there and learn some things from him, just about some of the stuff that they do overall, right? Because he's doing a lot of stuff outside of it. But we're looking to do that. And then he said next year he would come here, right? Then start to try to plan out other things and other people who we don't have to play that it would benefit, right? It has to always benefit. It's just it's a lot involved in it that I want to do or why I want to go.
What's the sales pitch to the young men out there to get them to come up to Syracuse and play football for you and in the ACC?
Shit, when we recruit, there ain't no other head coaches recruiting like me. I don't want to be. It's just, man, I'm just going to recruit you. Like, I'm going to come and talk to you. Like, I'm going to hang with you. When you come here, you're going to spend time with me. Like, I'm the guy that's going to talk to you. I tell them, listen, I can't tell you this receiver coach stand. I can't tell you that the DB coach stand. I can't tell you none of that. I can tell you that I'm going to be here. I'm the head football coach. I can tell you the offense is going to be ran the way that we run it because that's the offense that I installed, and that's what we're going to play with me and Coach Nixon. I can tell you the defense now. We switched it up because I kind of learned the offense. The defense is going to be the defense. So I can tell you that you're going to come play for a head coach that's going to get you coaching with your faith. I'm going to get you locked in on your family to understand what family is more. So you're going to actually love the people that you've been with your whole life even more and appreciate them more while you're here. Academically, that's just a no-brainer. I got guys getting 45 credits a year. Everybody has to take 15 credits each semester. Everyone has to take a mini-minister class. Everyone takes 2 classes summer session 1. And depending on your mental capacity of what you can handle coming in, because we finish up in August like 7th, 8th, and we already started camp, depending on what you can handle, you'll take 2 or 1 credit. So, like, I'm guaranteeing you to get a bachelor's degree in 3 years.
Yes.
Like, I'm just not playing around. Like, I know what it is to go without, right? I know what it is to be really, really hurting, to want to go play in the NFL so freaking bad and don't get the opportunity to do that, but I didn't focus on my academics the way that I should have. I got degrees, but I didn't get educated. I just got an education, but I wasn't an educated man from it, so I didn't understand all those things to do. So I have so many programs set up just to help my young men and help the players. And then when you're around, I'm with them every day. Everyone talks about he's a player's coach. No, I'm a freaking locker room coach. Like I'm in there with them. The same thing they wear, I wear, right? The things that they're doing, I do. And I just love it. Like I don't take this opportunity that I got to be the head coach for granted because I prayed for it. Like I cried for it. I got turned down a Temple job and I was crying. It's right across from Camden, New Jersey. That shit hurt, like not getting that job. And then the second time they didn't give it to me, I went to Georgia and God put me in that position to learn more from them. I learned a lot from Kirby Smart and Will Muschamp and all that staff there. So when this opened up, I'm just thankful and happy to have this opportunity to do it. So I'm not going to take it for granted. Like I take every day. Like I get up in the morning at 5-something, I'm here boxing or I'm working out. And then the rest of the day, I'm like locked in with our players, right?
Yeah.
I'm locked in with them. I'm around them. Like I'm in it with them. So like, do you want to go play for the coach that you're going to see the whole year and he with you all year? Or you want the guy that you really don't even know, right? Like I meet with my players 6 times a year. Throughout the season, every day there's a different guy that I'll meet with, and I take 5 guys from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. They all coming in, and I call them in to meet with me. So every month you're going to meet with me for at least 10 minutes. And we ain't even talking about football. Like, I just want to come talk to you about life. Like, what's up at the crib? Like, how your people doing? Because I get to know them, right? So you're not going to ever say, I'm going in the portal because I don't know the coach. You're going in the portal because you don't want to compete. You're still going to have to compete, right? You're going in the portal because maybe here with me, we might be, you can only get 5,000. I don't know what the number is there. They might tell you 10. So go take that money. go ahead. That money might be what you need right now, but here you're gonna get a lot more than that. And you're gonna be a good football player. Like we probably gonna have 5 to 7 guys drafted. We'll get about 10 to sign. They ain't had that here in a long time. I love to compete, right? I'm competing right now. Like, see, Coach Meyer, you've been a coach, right, for a long time. People don't know, like, this time of the year is competing. I just got a quarterback that I just flipped from a program that's about to commit to us, and it's like, yo, they wasn't talking to him enough. I am consistent. Like, so, like, everybody don't want to compete during this time. They think it's, spring ball will be okay. Like I told them yesterday, I thought our practice 3 wasn't up to par. And they was like, yo, coach, you got to chill. One of the coaches told me, I said, if you ever tell me chill again, you're going to get fired right there. Ain't no chilling. What do you mean I got to chill?
Right.
I'll never get day 3 back. I'm never, ever going to get that back. So I got to hope everybody else was not up to par. So then that way I'll be on point to be able to do it. But no, I just want to win at everything. Like, I want to win. I'm excited about winning. I love football. Like, this game has taught me how to be a man. This game has gave me so many figures, because my peoples wasn't there, but so many coaches that have been able to be a father figure to me and be able to teach me stuff and show me things that now I get the opportunity to pay that back, right? And the best way for me to pay my coaches back is to try and be just as good as a coach as they were, right? And try to do the things that they done to help me in my life to be able to move on and go. And so, like, that's why you should really play for me, because I'm genuine. I ain't no bullshit with me.
Real.
Everybody else gonna come talk to you, and it's all these, like, I don't know how to lie to you. I ain't lying to nobody, man. I ain't got time for that shit.
Damn,
Just
I'm a
trying
Fran
to-
Brown and Syracuse fan now.
I'm telling you. That's
make it a
hey,
triple.
I don't know how long you're going to be around, but I got a son coming up. He's 7 years old right now. So
He said he's 7.
I sent him to come play for you. He got his commitment right now, bro.
Man, I just love the game, though. I promise you I won't cheat it, coach, and you're just gonna see it. Go watch us play, and you're gonna say, okay, he appreciates and does it all. Like, you think I'm playing. See, ask our guys about our midnight lift. I'm saying, ask them about what go on around. There's a lot of
It's
things
amazing. Coach Brown is every player we ever talked to, they say, who's your favorite coach? They're the ones that grinded them the hardest because they saw something in them, and I can see that in you, so congrats.
I appreciate that.
We got to give him the option, though.
Oh, you want to do it? Go ahead, Mark. I'll
on
let
the show,
you do it.
Man, we've been peppering you with questions 15 minutes. You can ask any one of us a question, bro, and let it rip.
It's your faith. Like, where you guys, I don't even got a real question. I just want to challenge you guys to making sure that you can continue to get closer with your faith, right? Everyone to have those questions, because there's just so much that goes on, and we all get faced with different obstacles on a daily basis. And I would just say that, and turning that Matthews chapter 4, when you look at that Matthews chapter 4, it talked about that's when they let him in, God led him to the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. And it was just about him constantly telling Satan, nah, no, no, no.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize that through all of that toughness he was going to, that he was just getting higher and higher.
Yeah.
So I would just say I don't really got no questions. I've already looked you guys up. I've been watching y'all for a long time. I'm a fan, actually, of all of you guys, right? But what I'll say is let's get 3 more people this week closer with their faith because of the conversation they have with y'all.
Yeah, that's what we put out here to do, is to go out there and create disciples. So I
Thanks for
appreciate
your time,
that challenge,
Coach.
brother. And it was great talking to you, man. Big fans over here now, for sure.
All right, well, y'all be safe.
You too, Coach.
brother.
Thanks for the time. Enjoy your spring, man.
Light it.
It is March, and that means only one thing. Pick your path to tourney glory in our free-to-play game. For each round of March matchups, you have the opportunity to make predictions about what will happen. That includes outcomes like game winners and over-under, and you will earn points based on a scoring system, and you could win a share of $250,000 in bonus bets based on your points earned. Mark?
How to get this offer in 3 easy steps. 1, enter the March matchups, $250,000 pick 'em free-to-play game. 2, make your picks for what you think will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. Earn points from correct answers for a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Stone?
And with BetMGM right there at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Place your money line, prop, and parlay bets with the sportsbook born in Vegas. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 800-327-4369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Rob Stone, Mark Ingram II, Urban Meyer back here with you on the Triple Option presented by Wendy's. And it's time to break out our favorite prop, the Triple Option. Crystal Ball is brought to you by BetMGM. Pick your path to tourney glory in our free-to-play game. For each round of March matchups, you have the opportunity to make predictions about what will happen, and that includes outcomes like game winners and over-under. You'll earn points based on a scoring system, and you could win a share of $250,000 in bonus bets based on your points.
250,000
bonus bets, baby. All right, we are going to look forward. The crystal ball, we're taking out the crystal ball right now, rolling it around the hand of Texas. BetMGM has their over for 9.5 regular season wins at -220 and under 9.5 regular season wins at +170. All right, reminder about Texas last season. Pretty good season, right? I think we feel like they did all right. Yeah. And they're going to have great expectations, and it's going to be an amazing start for them. Coach, Texas.
They lost to the national champions.
Correct. That's a pretty good season, right? Yeah. Outside of winning it, you're losing to the guy who won it all. But that was with Quinn Ewers in charge. Now it's Arch Manning's
Arch
team.
season.
Arch
Yeah,
season
I don't know
effect.
exactly what -220 means and +170, but they're double digit. They're going to
-220 means you have to put up $220 to win 1,000. Is that, am I right?
You don't know either, Mark. I can tell you.
Here's what I know. Here's what I know.
That's what. No, it means you have to put up $2,200 to win 1,000.
Guys, Texas at Ohio State, week 1. You damn well know Big Noon Kickoff is going to be there, and I would not be surprised at all if that is a 1 versus 2 matchup in week 1. So again, the magic number essentially, well, they say 9.5, but it's 10. So is Texas getting to 10 wins in the regular
So I'm going to hand
season?
it off to Mark. Here's what I always look at my team when I was coaching, and now what are the landmines? You look right now, the landmines there's 2 gigantic ones at Ohio State, at Georgia. Florida in the day was a landmine. It might be again. DJ Lagway is back. So I think there's 3 landmines. Other than that, I think they run it. Then obviously the rivalry game.
So that puts them at 9. So the 3 landmines, that puts them at 9.
They got to avoid one of those
I just say you're
landmines.
going to lose all 3. You come out of that one, 2-1 or 1-2. You still got double-digit wins.
Coach, I know what -220 means. You don't believe me? It means you have to risk $220 to win 100.
Risk 220. So if you bet 220, you get 320 back.
No, yeah.
So
But
you get
you only win $100.
You get $100.
Yeah, you.
All right.
But a player like you got to risk, $2,200 to win 1,000, $22,000 to win 10,000. So,
So just
they're
3
big favorites.
landmines. Just 3 landmines for Texas. At Ohio State, at Florida, and then at Georgia. All 3 of them on the road. Oof.
Yeah, that's all I see.
There's landmines, and then there's landmines. Those are 3
Well, you got the
big-
rivalry.
there's landmines, and then there's mine lands like San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I got Texas going over. I got Texas going over 9.5 wins. I'll leave Ohio State as a wash. I got them beating San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. Then you have your landmine at Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M. I got them beating all those. Those 3 landmines, I got them winning one of those 3, and that puts them over 10 wins.
I think there's another landmine out there.
Where?
I'm not
Texas
sure.
A&M?
That's always a potential.
Sure.
They got their stuff smacked, didn't it, last year, didn't it?
I know.
They had
They got their smacked.
They got
there's,
their
what it
booty
is?
cheeks clapped last year.
Coach, life in the SEC. There's always one of those weird outlier games in October, November, where you find yourself in Lexington, right? Or you're on the road at Mississippi State, and you're like, what the hell is going on when you look at the scoreboard in the 4th quarter and you find yourself in one? I think they're going to find themselves in one on that little 2-game stretch, that at Kentucky.
The question I have, will Arch Manning live up to the hype?
Correct.
And I remember I got so much.
What's your answer?
I think it's up in the air. I really do.
It's a
I mean,
coin
everybody-
flip?
Yeah, I got to study the personnel around him because every great quarterback has something in common. Great players around him. I'm sure they do. I just don't know enough about him right now. But just the pressure on that player to be what he's supposed to be at that school.
Yeah.
And what I've seen, he's a good player. They're
losing two receivers.
I've not seen that. I've not
Losing
seen
a
that.
tight end.
I've
You know,
not
so
seen that
but
next
they got-
level
blankets.
yet.
They got Travion Wisner coming back. He a toter tater in the back. He toast that rock.
CJ
But
Baxter coming back from injury, right? If he's what he was as a freshman at tailback, they should be good there. But you're right. He's got the pedigree, right, Coach? He's got the DNA.
The skill set.
He's got the name. He's got the people around him, whether that's at a family reunion or in the meetings rooms in Austin. I think he's surrounded by people who are going to give him more than a chance to succeed beyond just his actual talent.
I guess the thing when I've coached people like this, what's good enough? Is a Heisman or not? Is it a national championship or bust? Last year they went 13-3. Can he do that with that schedule? I don't know. I mean,
it's a schedule that you
enough?
can win a Heisman with. It's a schedule you can get yourself into the playoffs with all those
This
quality
cat
wins.
is a legacy, man. He's coming from a deep pedigree of people. I'm big on the legacy train. Father played, won a Super Bowl. I'm big on the legacy train. What's good enough for Arch Manning is to win games. I know that through and through. He came through when Quinn Ewers was out. He came through. He won games. Did he have growing pains? Yes. But I think those growing pains that he went through this year in wins will help him tremendously moving forward when he takes the throne as the head man in week 1.
And staying at one place in this day and age, unheard of. The maturity and the guidance he's getting to stay behind a quarterback for 2 years when you were the number 1 recruit in the nation. That to me says a lot about that young man. And I'm cheering for him because of that. He's doing it the old school way. I'm going to stick around for a couple of years.
He got that pedigree, man. He got that DNA, man.
Yeah.
He ain't, he got that DNA.
We'll
got
find
that
out
shit
what
in
that,
him, man.
Hey, man, we'll find out what that DNA is all about week 1 in Columbus, taking on the defending national champs from
Big
Columbus.
no.
Oh, man. That is scheduling a big dog, baby. That is a big dog out of the gate. Make sure to follow, subscribe, rate us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is you get your podcast. Again, we're on social media at 3X Option Show. Thank you to Syracuse head coach Fran Brown for joining us. Love that conversation. Also, massive thank out, as we do every week, to our sponsors, Wendy's, BetMGM, and ZipRecruiter. We'll see you next time on the Triple